Hello everyone, my name is David Webb, and today I'm going to be talking about 3 books that you need to read if you're a writer. Welcome back everyone, thank you again for being here. If you want more writing advice, if you want more book recommendations, I highly recommend subscribing to the channel and ringing the bell to make sure you stay notified. Those of you who have been watching my videos know that I talk about all sorts of different things on this channel, and who knows, the next video I do could be exactly the one that you've been waiting for. So without further ado, let's jump into it. As usual, I'm going to be talking about 1 book that you need to read for writing craft, 1 book that you need to read for personality development, and then of course 1 fiction book that I've personally enjoyed and think that you might enjoy. Book number 1, The One with All the Writing Advice by Sean Pratt and Johnny Truant. I highly recommend this book if you have ever seen Friends. It is so cool to get all this sort of different writing advice based off a show that you know religiously. When I first watched Friends, I reached the series finale and then I immediately started back over again at the pilot. It's just one of those shows that's so easy to binge through. It's funny, it's got great characters, and it really is interesting and pretty funny to see how far we've come technologically and see how many of these episodes wouldn't even be relevant today. But in any case, this book takes common writing lessons and puts them in context of the show Friends. For example, one of the chapters in the book is simply titled Paolo. Paolo being the sexy Italian that Rachel meets during the blackout and falls for. The writers of this book illustrate how the writers of the show used Paolo as a foil to Ross, as someone who could provide an extreme contrast to who Ross is, and make Rachel realize that the best parts about Ross were the parts that she hated most about Paolo. There's a lot that can be said about this book and about that show given that it was so many seasons long, so I'll just say you need to read this book, it's really good. The next book is You Must Write a Book by my friend Honore Quarter. I promise I'm not just talking about this book because Honore is my friend. I actually read this book years before I met her. But Honore writes some of the best inspirational books for authors. She's written about productivity, financial prosperity, and then this book, of course, why you actually need to write a book. This book is more geared toward professionals who want to write a non-fiction book to establish their brand. It can totally hold up for fiction writers, but if you've ever thought about writing a book about your own business, you definitely need to read this book, and then you definitely need to write your own book. Without going too far into it, if you literally write the book on your field of expertise, you're establishing yourself as a higher level of authority in the subject. The book essentially becomes your business card. If you meet someone and they ask what you do, you can give them a little bit of information and then you can hand them your book. And if you've ever done any networking of any kind, you can imagine how powerful that would be. Whether or not you're the expert in your field, a book makes you the ultimate professional in someone's mind, and at the end of the day, someone's perception of you is their reality of you. And if they see your name on the book, that's how they're going to see you, as a professional, as an expert. This will not be the last time I recommend one of Honore's books on this channel, but if you've ever thought about writing a non-fiction book about your business, pick this book up. And finally, The Stand by Stephen King. Not gonna lie guys, I did not know what fiction book I was gonna be recommending today, so literally 15 seconds ago, I realized this would be a timely recommendation. There are a lot of things that can be said about this current health scare. So much so that I am seriously considering making my first non-writing related video. And trust me, this is not my way of encouraging people to prepare for the apocalypse. I'm just saying, if you want to make the most out of this situation and read a somewhat relevant book that's really entertaining, you should check The Stand out. For those of you who don't know, The Stand is about a group of people who are trying to survive in a post-apocalyptic world after a virus has destroyed nearly everyone. It's written by Stephen King, arguably one of the best horror writers of all time, and the world that he builds in this one book is just so highly detailed it's impressive. It's got everything. Love, a Christ-like figure, an amazing villain. It's an incredible book that will honestly take you some time to read. I read this book about 5-6 years ago, and I didn't have a lot of time on my hands, and this took me weeks, and I'm a fast reader. A quick disclaimer out there, it does include some language, it does include some mature themes, as do most of Stephen King's books. But if you want a quality story, this is it. Let me know in the comments if there are any books that you've enjoyed that you think I should read. I've already added a couple of your suggestions to the list, so let me know. On a side note, I have been considering taking this channel in a slightly new direction. I'll still be giving writing advice, I have no plans to change that, but I kind of want to make some videos about creativity in general. So, let me know what you think. Let me know what you want to see next. Let me know what you thought of my book. Other than that, see you soon. Bye.